I want to talk to you about energy management. And when I talk about energy management, I'm speaking in this case specifically to your personal energy management. Energy management is something that took me a long time to understand personally, simply due to the kind of person that I am. For me, when I invest into something, whether it's my time, my skill set, whatever it may be that I'm investing, I have a tendency to invest at what we call 100%, right? You may have heard of this 0 to 100, right? So for me, what that means is for a long time, I put myself all in to different projects, activities, associations, not necessarily because I wanted to, but because there's a requirement or a personal responsibility that each person has, right? Whether it is just for yourself or maybe you have a family, kids, parents, all that, and then the expansion of responsibility in all regards to that specific format. But what I'm trying to get to here is that there's only so many hours in a day, and there's only so many times you can push that overdrive button to go past, essentially borrow from tomorrow what you need today. Now, this is something that I've noticed for myself and other people that I've worked with, that this becomes overwhelming pretty quickly, and unfortunately sometimes does end up causing people to resort to things that become harmful from themselves, whether it's just you're working too much, whether you need to have some kind of boost to get you to work through those extra hours that your body is screaming, saying, I can't do this anymore. Those are micro signals. And again, something that I learned about late in life. And what they are doing is they're sending signals from your brain to your body to let you know it's time to rest. And the more that you push through this and the more the cycle goes on, what ends up happening is your body will start to shut down if you push this too far. And that variance of how far one can push it is different for everybody. Because at a certain point, what happens is your body becomes confused and it starts to believe that it's in fight, flight, or freeze mode. And if you know the repercussions to that, what ends up happening is your body starts pumping stress hormone known as cortisol. This is why, if you've ever had an argument or anything substantial, any kind of conflict, anything that may be unresolved, that after you have that blowout, after you either have a physical blowout or a mental blowout, your body just starts pumping this hormone through you, which will start to cause things like increased fatigue, bone pain. It actually can lead to things like bone degeneration and a whole bunch of other things. So rather than focusing on that too much, I mean, that is important. That is the one side of it. But how can I manage my energy better? Well, something that helps a lot is to, one, have a routine. Well, to have a routine, where should you start? I'd start with a pen and paper. Honestly, for me, when things are written down, then you can see those 24 hours in a day, how many hours are going to work, how many hours are going to family care or whatever else it is that you do in your life. And then, do they fit into this 24-hour period? And if they don't, this is where we really need to start going through things with a fine-tooth comb. Because if you continue to delay your personal energy management, what will happen is eventually you will either burn out, you will get sick, and you just in general will not feel well. So again, coming back to this idea of maintenance, all right? What is your maintenance program? What is your routine? Are you taking time for yourself daily just to sit with yourself to see where you're at, how you feel? Because in order to feel those micro signals, you do have to take some time to be in tune with yourself. And the more time that you take, the more you'll understand where those limits are. And you want to learn those sooner than later because, again, this is a compounded thing. So if I don't take care of myself, I'm going to go downhill quicker. If I do take care of myself, and at least I'm trying, I'm probably going to be, doing one of these. And then eventually, I'm going to have a routine where I can just soar. But you got to remember the maintenance. Important takeaway from all of this, and I've heard this a lot, I get this a lot, that feels selfish. Well, sometimes you do have to be a little bit selfish, if that's the word you want to use, because again, think about how much your input has in this world. It's a lot. It can be a whole bunch more if you want it to be. It's just about making a few adjustments. And you don't just create one routine for a lifetime. Just like everything else, it's going to cycle, you're going to change. But make sure there's that time in there for you, because you absolutely deserve to have the ability to decide where and when and how much time you want to invest into whatever it is you're investing it into. So, till next time, keep on shining.